I've said this before, but noise pollution is a serious deal. It really disrupts people having natural sleep cycles. It disrupts beyond the sleep cycles. It really can impact people with sensory processing disorders. It can cause slow hearing loss over the years. It can, beyond hearing loss, it can help. It messes up phone conversations. This provides distractions and an ambient stress level that can add up. So I really think we should need to put better noise ordinances for cars, and also say you can't make too much noise. And I think there should be certain parts of the city, I'm not saying everywhere, because some people enjoy the noise with the music and everything, but there needs to be certain quiet zones in cities. And that could help a lot of people with disabilities or focus and stuff, or just be a retreat. I think there also should be zones where there shouldn't be as many flashing lights and stuff for people with sensory processing difficulties and stuff. Or in buildings, there should be a dark space in the building, so called, where we don't have as many bright lights. I'm not saying everywhere, of course, because some people sometimes it can be joyful even for the same person that normally finds it really stressful. Sometimes there's a perfectly good excuse for noise, but at times no, there is not. And I just want to have a variety of spaces for a variety of people. But also see, when you have such a space, a lot of times there's people that are disrespectful. I've seen it at libraries where people are noisy. In my school that I went to, there was a cafeteria. Speaking of which, perfect example, an overly noisy motorcycle for no good reason. There was a cafeteria section that was supposed to be the quiet one where they don't play music, but and then there was supposed to be the main cafeteria where you just got food. Then there was the noisy cafeteria where they played music, where you sat down, and the main place where they served food was supposed to be quiet. And another example of an overly noisy vehicle, and it's a small vehicle. But the way around that would be and then sometimes people play music as a joke or think it's fun, but it would really bother me, and I could not focus, and I could not hear people and stuff, because I have sensory processing difficulty and auditory processing difficulties, and I cannot separate noises well in my head. So all the noises kind of fuse together, and I can literally not understand anymore what anyone was saying, especially if it was music. And music makes me want to move so much that it's really hard for me to sit still and do anything. It's really an overwhelming experience. Now, I can totally understand you can have loud places. Like, some people want to live in a loud city. Like at college and stuff, there are places where people might want to go to a lot of parties and have fun and do stuff, and then they might want to play music for the whole neighborhood. But that should be a neighborhood that you sign up for if you're going to college, or that should be a place where you know you get into it, and not just everyone's forced to. Then there should be a separate section that's quiet and accommodating. Not every place should be one or the other one. That's my main point, is we need distinct places. But people keep infiltrating the places that are not distinct and making it the loud, noisy place. Same as with smoking. I have very sensitive lungs, and I'm very sensitive to a lot of fumes and stuff like that, and smells. A bunch of people that smoke in places they should not smoke, and it really bothers me. I'm fine with you smoking, but please smoke in the designated areas, and that includes weed and stuff. Or so barbecue in those one areas and stuff like that. And people then come up with the most silly excuses like smoking weed and stuff does not, or perfumes does not cause any health impacts, and weed is good for you, blah blah. Yes, there's a lot of health benefits to weed and stuff, but I have sensitive lungs, and any particulate or smoke in air causes me to cough a lot. It happens with the barbecues, it happens with everything, and it causes me to have immense headaches. So for me, it makes me sick. Maybe not for you, good for you, but please be accommodating of me a little bit and find the designated areas. And I don't want the whole world, because I do want people to have joy and be able to sing and stuff. And sometimes I like to go to a place with this music, but most time not. Sometimes I like to go to other events, but I just don't want it to be everywhere. And then you put it in smack in the middle of places you can. Like we have, like for some reason, my university put all the sports events, even though they have big giant sports field more off campus, in the middle of campus, so there's no way for me to avoid it, and it was just an overwhelming experience. Why couldn't they think about being more accommodating and putting it in the actual stadiums they have and stuff like that that's slightly more off campus? Why did they have to put it where no one had to avoid it? And I couldn't avoid it because of classes. I had to literally go through it for classes. I had to go through it for eating stuff. Just try to make separate, distinct zones of stuff when you're thinking about this. This could also apply for this architecture and city design in general. I really mean this in the most general way possible. Well, thank you very much for listening. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard. With your help, I think you can do it. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, comments or suggestions, or anything I should get better sound quality soon, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you know my DM, feel free to DM me. I just don't want to widely distribute out my DM information for various reasons. Well, thank you very much again. Goodbye.